Hello there, Pisces. How's it going? It's time for your elemental reading. And this is for 1980. This is for people, if you're born in 1980, then you are a metal monkey, all right? So this year is going to be a really high voltage year for you guys. The fire horse energy, of course, is bold and impulsive, independent, and the metal monkey is clever and strategic and sharp. So, together it can work really well to your favor. Um, yeah, what the deal is since you're so sharp, it gives you an edge, a mental edge ahead of the curve, But something could actually tempt you to move, maybe too fast. So make sure that if you're, it's okay to move fast. It is. As far as taking risks, it's not a good year to gamble. It's not a good year to gamble. If you're going to take some sort of a risk, make sure that it's a decisive, calculated risk. Okay, not something like by chance, like like gambling, because you'll lose. Yeah, so don't. I would stay away from gambling. This year's going to test your flexibility, and control. Trying to stay in control isn't going to work as well as actually timing things out. So as long as you can time things out, it's going to be much more positive for you. Yeah, just be flexible. That's the whole thing. Yeah. If you want to take any risk, just like I said, make something a calculated risk, for sure. The advice here, Pisces, is, if you want to take a risk on something and you want to be strategic about it, make sure and sit on it and think about it. Pause for a second and think about it in your head and decide. And if it still feels right 2 days later, then it probably is. Okay? But you're going to have to kind of be flexible that way this year. Now, as far as relationships, attraction is going to be high, but it's also restless. So, power struggles could pop up, especially if pride gets involved, for sure. And you might just basically outgrow some connections, If it's going to limit your freedom, you're going to kind of like outgrow those, for sure. So, you're going to have to speak very plainly this year, Pisces. Don't kind of him and ha about something. Be very frank and speak frankly. Because, the fire horse does not like mind games. The fire horse does not, that doesn't mix really well at all in the year of the fire horse. So just be, plain and simple, and straight up. Now this year, since you're a metal element, I have metal in my element as well. Metal, fire melts metal. And usually, when metal is melted, it's for refinement. And so this is going to be some sort of a refinement. This metal is going to be melted and turned into a better piece of metal. It's being refined. Yeah. So, when this refinement happens, it's going to burn off a lot of old habits. Yeah. And, act with integrity. Act with integrity and don't take any shortcuts. Because that's the fastest way. A shortcut will slow things down. Actually, if you don't take any shortcuts, you're going to level up much quicker. Yeah. So, the main thing for this year is to stay mentally agile and choose speed with strategy. Okay, be very be strategic. There we go. Yeah. And let go of control. Okay, you don't need to control anything really here. Just be strategic. Let go of any control issues for sure. Now, when we get here to February, which is when things really start getting into it. See, right now, you could be going through some old issues, that have been resurfacing. Yeah, and so this month, don't provoke. Yeah, your energy may feel blocked, but don't provoke. Don't push nothing this month, okay? Yeah, just kind of like, like the daily reading, it was saying pause and let the water until the muddy water clears. Yeah, that's definitely talking about, taking a pause. Now in February, mental clarity is going to sharpen, and networking improves, and you're going to have some strategic conversations, and it's going to pay off, all right? So speak with precision, and people will be listening. Yeah, good month. Good month in February. March is going to be one of your best months for sure. Career momentum is going to build. Financial openings are going to happen. And your confidence is going to return. So I really like, March. Good month. Say yes to leadership roles, and the fire fuels the metal here. It's a really good, strong alignment. Now, when we get to April, it's going to be really fast, real fast, unstoppable. And opportunities are going to come sudden. Risk of over-promising. So don't over-promise anything, and move fast only when terms are clear. So make sure that everything is clear before you move quickly. All right? Now in June, this is going to be kind of like a test on your, testing your pressure, okay? Authority challenges. This could be some sort of authority challenge here in June. Some sort of ego clash. Yeah. So in June, definitely choose diplomacy over dominance and avoid any legal or verbal battles. Yeah, for sure. All right. Now, it's kind of interesting, I feel that June and July are kind of like, not really the very best months. Because when July gets here, it's talking about recalibration, and having fatigue, maybe not getting enough sleep or something like that. And you're going to need to set up your boundaries here in July. Set up your boundaries and get your sleep. Make sure you're getting plenty of sleep in July. Now here we go again. This is another wonderful month for you guys in August. And it's going to be a major turning point. It's going to be some sort of breakthroughs and decisions, which I really like here because, it's talking about your financial career and your, upgrades. You could be getting a raise or something, some sort of personal empowerment. And so the advice is to trust your instincts because they're going to be very, very sharp. All right. And this is going to change your trajectory for the whole month. It's really a super good month. Man, I like it. Now we get over here into September. Details are going to matter. So contracts, paperworks, repairs, yeah. It's saying also to slow down and double check everything. Make sure that you double check everything and slow down, all right? Yeah. This could be emotional repairs as well, but some sort of repairs. Uh-huh. Some sort of detail. Now, when we get to October, social expansion, new alliances, helpful introductions. Yeah, so say yes to invitations and you'll meet some key players. So this is kind of a good month as well. Now, November is going to be a little challenging because there's some volatile energy here, all right? Miscommunications, unexpected expenses. So again, this is telling you to be flexible and don't react emotionally. All right. Unexpected expenses. That could be a car breaking down or something like that. That's always a classic unexpected, expense for sure. So just be flexible, okay? In November, and then in December, it's kind of a nice, quiet month. Solid closure. Your finances are going to stabilize a little bit in December, and you're going to have more emotional clarity. So, just finish what you started and clean up the endings and bring power to yourself. And, this year is going to end you much stronger, than it did before. We're all going to come out of this much better. All of us Pisceans. All right, so your best months are March, May, and August. Yeah. So there you have it, you guys. I just want you to make sure that you use your strategy. Use your strategy. Use your strategy. Yeah. And don't try to control the chaos because you won't be able to. The fire horse is a chaotic year. The last one was 1966, and I believe in 1966 it wasn't that bad of a year for me, but the Vietnam War was going on in 1966, and so there was a lot of chaos going on then too. So let's get a couple of runes here. For the metal monkey. Okay, Othala. That's a really strong rune. This could have to do with your family, spending time with your family. It's good when it's in the upright. Perthro. Okay. This is good. This is some sort of fate. You're going to have some sort of positive fate. It's not in reverse, so. And this is also the rune that means unknown. So, Iwas. Okay. Iwas in reverse. So, this is kind of like makes sense to me. Iwas in reverse is talking about, trusting. You really need to be trusting your intuitions for sure because they're 100% right. And if there's something here that doesn't feel right and you don't trust, you need to trust your gut and move away from it. All right. So that's going to happen. That's going to happen this year, for sure. So know when to strike. If you're being very strategic, and you use your intuition, things are going to work out really good for you this year. All right. I like it. Well, there you have it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. All right, Pisces. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.